What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new reaction, and today, listen, I've seen two very crazy things in all of my years of doing reactions to British stuff, okay? Number two being the cheese rolling contest. People, you chase cheese down a hill. That's crazy. Even though I really want to do it, I do, but it's wild. But the most crazy, insane thing that I've ever seen that has to do with the UK is the Isle of Man TT races. These dudes are going unbelievably fast on a motorcycle around curbs. They're going like this far away from the freaking concrete. It's insane. What makes it even crazier there's people on the sides of the roads, and it's like, bro, Isle of Man TT races are so crazy. But today, apparently, there's also sidecar racing. So you're doing what you're doing in the Isle of Man TT race with another person with you. I don't know. I can't believe I've never seen this before. They are three-wheeled bikes that can hit 160 miles per hour on the residential streets of the Isle of Man. Oh my goodness. But what's incredible is that it takes two people to drive this thing. One on the controls and one manipulating the balance of the bike. Bro, what? No, this is crazy. This is insane. I can't wait to get into this. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, drop a like for more videos like this. I really can't believe that I've never heard or seen of the sidecar races before, so I'm excited. These dudes are gonna be absolutely insane. Why am I scared? Like, I'm scared like I'm about to get in this thing.
This is sidecar racing, and it's absolutely crazy. They are three-wheeled bikes that can...
Oh, they're hanging on for dear life. I thought like it was like you sit down up in it.
This is sidecar racing, and it's absolutely crazy. They are three-wheeled bikes that can hit 160 miles an hour on the residential streets of the Isle of Man. But what's incredible is that it takes two people...
Hang on. What was
the residential streets of the Isle of Man. But what's incredible is that it takes...
Why is he on top of him, bro?
Two people to drive this thing. One on the controls and one manipulating the balance of the bike. And controlling this thing at that sort of speed with walls, curbs and blind crests must be terrifying. But not as...
Hang on. What is the hardest substance on Earth? Diamonds. Yeah, okay. These dudes right here, their cojones are made of diamonds. There is no way I would ever do this. Oh my goodness.
As much as being the passenger whilst doing that. So today, let me explain the engineering and the insane driving skill behind sidecar racing.
So,
this is...
Oh my gosh, bro, so it's not a motorcycle, it's a three-wheeler. But I've heard, like, I've seen people, like, drive three-wheelers, like ATV three-wheelers around here. And I've always heard that three-wheelers are one of the most dangerous, like, ATVs to ride because of you lose your balance so easy on them. Like, they are the easiest things to flip. You can't go super fast around curbs on them because you will flip it. So it makes sense why it takes two people to drive these things. Wow.
Is a Formula 2 sidecar, around 130 horsepower, 350 kilograms, including the riders, and a top speed of well over 160 miles per hour. They run standard 600cc 4-stroke bike engines and racing slicks. The speed they travel at is honestly astonishing.
Yeah.
The speed they travel at is honestly astonishing.
Bro, cheese and rice. Like, that is so crazy.
Now, sidecar racing is huge, with many different classes and events, from circuits like Brands Hatch and Alton Park to the scariest of them all, the Isle of Man Snaefell Mountain Course. The Isle of Man, statistically the most dangerous races in the world, and by quite some margin. The number of horrific crashes is endless, but despite this, hundreds of racers across bikes, superbikes and sidecars rock up every year to take it on. And what...
Bro. Like, how do you get to the point in your life where you're like, you know what? I want to race sidecars on the Isle of Man TT. That's what I want to do. I want to hop in this thing, go 160 miles an hour with some dude next to me climbing all over the place, and just go fast. Like, how do you... what type of training do you need?
Whilst I do moan about organisers making tracks too sterile at the moment with massive runoffs, the risks at the TT are far higher than I personally would take.
Wow.
One misjudgment or one mechanical failure could send you off a hill or into a brick wall.
Yeah.
The track weaves through tight island roads.
The wheel is off the ground. It's off the ground.
For 38 miles, with tight sections and more open, weaving sections where riders are flat out for minutes at a time. These sidecars manage an average of 120 miles per hour around these 200 turns. And to put this into perspective, the top class of superbikes, which are far, far lighter, manage this with a 130 miles per hour average. The TT...
Wow. Wow. Dude. They're going only 10 miles an hour slower, but they're on a three-wheeler with another person. Like, I feel like you definitely have more control over, like, the sports bike, you know? So the fact that they're still going around the curbs and stuff that fast, insane. Absolutely insane. If you gave me a 20-mile straight stretch of just road, nobody coming, nobody around, nothing around, just me and a car, I don't think I could hit 120 miles an hour. I think I'd get too scared once I got around, like, 90. And I'd have to slow down. These dudes ain't even in a car, and they got another person with them.
TT is a time trial event that is held over a fortnight. 1 week of practice, and you're going to need every minute of that, and a week of races. They set the riders off 10 seconds apart. So whilst you are racing the clock, if you're quick, you have to put in some ballsy overtakes too. If you want to see loads of quality footage on this, check out the Three-Wheeling channel linked below.
Going that fast with other people on the track next to you, I could not watch that. I would be so scared for those people. Like, having to overtake people going that fast, I'm scared. I went to a go-kart track one time, and we were racing go-karts going like 20 miles an hour. I was scared to pass people then.
And thank you to them for supplying a lot of the footage for this video. And this track would be terrifying in a car, with 4 wheels and a roll cage, one driver, and the ability to take left and right-handed corners at the same sort of speed.
I think I'd be scared just driving on it normal, like just trying to get to a store or something. It's crazy.
But sidecars have none of these things. But before we get into it, some lingo. The sidecar itself is called an outfit. The person on the right is called the driver, and the madman who's hanging off the side is called a passenger.
Yeah, I don't know who's crazier, the driver for like driving and like controlling that machine, the outfit or whatever, or the dude dangling on the side, jumping around trying to keep the balance of the thing. So
anyway, from an engineering perspective, what makes these sidecars unusual is that they aren't symmetrical. They have 2 wheels in line and then one on the side. So when I'm driving on track, whether it's in Caterhams or Formula 1 cars, you get a feel for the car's cornering ability and then apply this to both left-handers and right-handers. However, these sidecars actually take right-handers far quicker than left-handers. And this is down to, in right-handers, the outfit leaning on that sidecar wheel.
Yeah, see, like, a 3-wheeler ATV is gonna have 1 wheel in the front and then 2 wheels in the back, you know? But that one has 2 wheels perfectly in line on the side, kind of like a motorcycle, and then just one off to the side where the sidecar is. That's crazy.
Where in left-handers, the whole thing wants to tip over. Years ago, these outfits used to look more like a bike and sidecar.
Yeah, no, he's insane. What are you doing, brother? Why are you that low?
However, now they are bespoke racing units with advanced aero and much improved performance. They are powered by a single rear wheel, the one behind the driver, and are steered by the front wheel through some very small handlebars. They can also outbrake superbikes down to the huge slick tyres and the enormous car brakes that stop all 3 wheels. And look here, they use flat racing tyres rather than the rounded bike tyres, so they have a much larger contact patch, so more grip in the corners and especially on the brakes. Now,
I've never understood why race tires like are that slick, because I feel like if you had tread, it would like, you know, grip and it would let you go faster, but I don't know enough about racing, so y'all let me know, why are the tires that slick? Like, what's the advantage?
Contact patch, so more grip in the corners and especially on the brakes.
See, he says more grip, but I feel like it'd be slicker, you know?
Note to the question I'm sure you're all wondering. What about the dude on the back?
Yeah.
Well, they are called passengers, or more casually, monkeys. And that kind of makes
that makes a lot of
sense. These guys
Yeah.
have to be incredibly fit just to hold on at these speeds and G-forces. Their role is to maintain the balance of the outfit. Without them, the sidecar just wouldn't work. It would be minutes a lap slower around the TT course. So
Wow.
they cling on, staying out of the airflow on the straights and hang off either side around the corners, essentially making up for the uneven handling of the sidecar. Around right-handers, they climb over the top of the driver to keep the weight on the inside tyres. Then on left-handers, they hand precariously over the side of the bike. And this is the bit that looks the most sketchy. They
It's
very
insane.
often skid their backs along the surface of the track and can even get knocked off if the driver gets it wrong.
Bro, I feel like it being to where they can maneuver around like that, because when I think of sidecar, I guess I think of like the real old school sidecars where people would literally sit down in like this little tube looking thing, you know? And if it was something like that, if you wrecked, that dude he's done for, you know? But him being able to maneuver around and just kind of have like a little platform he kind of like kneels on, I feel like, yeah, they could still wreck and he could definitely get hurt. Like, it's a lot easier for him to just bail out, you know? He can just bail out if he sees a curb coming, they're not going to make it, he can jump or something. But that also makes it so crazy that he's just dangling there, you know?
Along the straights, they duck out of the airflow, then pop up in the braking zones to add as much drag as possible.
Wow.
Then, as the driver turns into the corner, they have to quickly but carefully get in position so that the bike sticks. So in a car, you trail brake into the corner, meaning you gently release the brake pressure as you enter. This is all to transfer the weight of the car as gently as possible. On a sidecar, the driver is still doing this, but with the added component of another person moving around too. And it must be so tough to coordinate these two things perfectly. Some passengers even count or feel the bumps. Also, they don't need to pop their head up to see when the next corner is coming, which around a 38-mile lap is mighty impressive. As you can imagine,
Bro, there's a lot of strategy that goes into this.
it takes enormous trust from both parties.
Yeah.
The driver has to trust that the passenger will be in place to give him grip when he needs it.
I wonder if the passengers have to like maintain a certain weight. Like they can't gain weight and they can't lose weight, you know? Because like if they weigh more or weigh less, that balance is going to be off. I wonder if that's something where like they have to maintain a weight for these races.
The passenger has to trust the driver that he's got his estimations right. The passengers hold on to a few specific handles. The main one is in the center of the bike. The riders hold this through the highest G sections, the braking zones, where they have to be up pretty high on the bike whilst the driver is on the anchors. Then there are several smaller holds around the sidecar for the cornering sections, as well as a specially shaped platform with places for the passenger to jam their foot in for grip. It really is like rock climbing at 150 miles per hour.
Literally.
Now, what I find mad is also what the driver has to do. It's not like a car where the grip is more predictable and the balance of the car is pretty steady. The most a car changes is when the tyres wear or the fuel burns off, both of which happen slowly and predictably. But on these bikes, if the passenger isn't in the right place at exactly the right time, the bike won't have the grips you expect it to. There really are two people steering these sidecars.
Yeah,
So
no, there's two people, but they have to be one. You have to be one well-oiled moving machine. Because if that passenger is late by half a second, it will mess everything up. So like, bro, that is crazy. The amount of strategy and just how perfect you have to be to really, you know, get the most out of this race is insane.
The thing I can't get over is the enormous risk that every driver takes on this track. Many of the riders have rituals where they hug their families every time they get on the bike at this track.
Yeah, you're literally risking not just your life, two people's lives every time you get on it.
Even in practice. There are too many crashes, many of which are tragic, so you can imagine the nerves when sat at that start line. But as we all know, all motorsport can be dangerous, and we go into it knowing the risks. The skill, composure and dedication from these riders demands huge respect. One thing I had to find out was, how do you build up to doing this? How do you first
yeah.
learn the ropes in hanging off the side of a sidecar at silly speeds?
Exactly. Like, how do you decide, hey, I want to dangle off a sidecar for a living? Like,
Well, just like what karting is to single-seaters, miniature sidecars is to sidecars.
okay, now that looks fun. That looks pretty fun.
These are awesome. They are called mini F1 sidecars.
What?
And they race on kart circuits. The racing is brilliant with some awesome battles and some massive sends.
That
you
looks
can
sick.
really see how the passengers move the way around, getting on the inside of each corner, hanging way off the side of the outfit.
It's like sidecar go-kart racing. That's sick.
What?
Bad ass. That's all I gotta say. Like, that is so crazy, bro. I thought the Isle of Man TT races were insane, but that right there, to still do the Isle of Man TT race with a sidecar in another person, bro. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's reaction. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. If y'all want to see more reactions like this, let me know by hitting that like button. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you go out today, spread love, spread kindness, do something nice for my day. I love you guys so much, I really do. JTReacts, and I'm out. Peace.